Now, if we go to Rome and we go to Chiesa Jesu, which is the church of the Jesuits, and it is a magnificent building. If you look at the front, there are two statues over there, and the one is of Ignatius Loyola, and the other one is of Francis Xavier, two of the founding fathers of the Jesuit order, the third one being Peter Faber. So the nations were well represented. And Ignatius is standing on a woman, crushing her under his foot. Now, obviously, we know what a woman is in a biblical sense. It's a church. And so, two of the founding fathers are standing on two principal movements. The probability is high that it represents the Lutherans and the Calvinists. Luther and Calvin. Now, I say the probability is high because if you go into the church, they made no bones about it, because prior to Vatican II, they had plaques telling you what it was all about, and so you could read it for yourself. Subsequently, after Vatican II, some of these plaques have been removed, so now it's relatively vague, but the statues, of course, have not been removed. This is the famous one of Mary throwing the two people that seem to pain them in particular. In this case, it was Johann Hus and Martin Luther out of heaven. And assisting her is this little cherub over here, and he's ripping the pages of the writings of Martin Luther and probably those of Hus to shreds in the process. So the scriptures are being eradicated by Mary. Now, as you know, Mary is considered the mediatrix of all graces, and the co-advocate or the advocate for the people of God. So here is another mediator, but the Bible says there's only one mediator between man and God. And then Mary, of course, was born immaculate, which means without sin. But the Bible says that she was born under the law, like any other woman, in other words, under the condemnation of the law. Now, if she was in this immaculate state, then that means that Jesus didn't come all the way down. And it also, of course, negates the plan of salvation. Because if God could declare one person immaculate without the atoning blood, then he could do it for all. So in Catholic theology, the atonement, the shedding of blood, was not essential to your salvation. Atonement is not essential. It is the good works of Christ that made for the atonement. But to that works, to those good works, you can also add the good works of the saints, and you can add, of course, the good works of Mary. So it is a basket of good works from which the papacy can draw. So this theology negates Jesus Christ in the sense of having died for you. It negates the atonement, which is a very serious issue.